Hello and welcome back to Real World Magic, where we make your life more magical. My name is Neil Trigger, I'm going to be your host, and today we're going to be talking about teleportation. Teleportation comes in many shapes and sizes, but let's start by defining what it is. For the purpose of this video, teleportation is the transmutation of matter into energy, the transportation of that energy through space, and the reconstitution of said energy back into its constituent matter. That sounds complex, but it's just making something that's solid into a form of energy so that it can travel at light speed and then putting it back together again. So can we actually do it? No! Well, we know that Einstein's famous algorithm E equals mc squared means that energy and matter are the same thing in different forms. Similarly, the horrors and wonders of nuclear energy show that energy is held in vast quantities when it's held in matter form. Changing even a single atom into energy would release a huge amount of power. Now, to be exact, the energy, E, equals the mass, m, multiplied by the speed of light, c, and then all of that's multiplied by itself. And this is the big thing, because while an atom is tiny, the speed of light is a vast number. The speed of light is around 3 times 10 to the power of 8. Square that number and it just gets silly, and that's how an atom bomb works. Huge amounts of energy released by breaking the nuclear bonds between the component elements of what makes an atom an atom.
1.21 gigawatts!
It also starts a chain reaction, but let's not get into that right now. Instead, I think we need to look at the energy and channeling it. Teleportation could, theoretically, if controlled properly, allow energy to be generated through the effective destruction of matter and channeled down a pipe. A caveat: I know matter cannot be destroyed, nor can energy. It can't be created either. Not to a scientific definition, but if you had a frog, you destroy the frog, you turn it into energy. I get that. Now, it's hard to say whether we can actually do this without destroying the technology that made it possible, but even if it was, we're faced with loads of problems. The first problem is vast amounts of energy would be produced, and channeling it would be difficult. But assuming that we can, how do we get the energy put back together again? Well, firstly, we need to know what energy forms what atoms. We need a blueprint. What atoms formed what composites made what cells into organs, organs into organisms, and so on. The second issue is one of reusing the equipment that was used to make the matter into energy. It would probably be destroyed in the reaction and the energy cascade that would be generated in a massive explosion. But ignoring the practicalities for a moment, if you could get matter into energy and keep a record of how it goes back together again, the third problem is one of the law. I wrote a paper on this in 2015, but you'd face issues with the Data Protection Act, the Human Tissues Act, trespass, copyright designs and patents, and all other manner of offences against the Person Act, including facing murder charges for the destruction of a human body every time you did it. Even if it were possible, and you reconstituted the body, would the consciousness still exist? Would it still be the same person, or would it be a copy based on a blueprint? So is teleportation possible? Not yet, no. Not on a scale big enough to make it useful anyway. Potentially some examples in a lab might have worked. But even if it was possible, the law would be so difficult to get around, it would be tied up in legal red tape for decades. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Press the like button if you liked it. Subscribe for more of the same, and if you want to press the bell button just to make sure that nothing gets missed, that'll be fantastic. Share it far and wide. Thanks again. I'll see you in my viewer stats.